to make a great spaghetti recipe with the Hearty tomato sauce. It sneaks in all kinds of amazing food like tofu and beet greens, stuff that most kids and husbands don't want to eat. So the first things you're going to need, we're going to need a can of your favorite organic tomato sauce, some organic tofu. I buy extra firm. I just picked it up at Whole Foods. Some organic beets, and of course you're going to need salt, olive oil, basil, oregano, and I of course put in some chili flakes. So, and some onion. Now I'm using beet tops. You can buy your beets like this in the produce section, and just make sure they're organic. You can also use any kind of hearty green that you have. You can use kale or collard greens. I happen to have beets in my fridge, so I'm going to go ahead and do the beet tops. So after you wash them, you usually have to do it several times because they hold a lot of dirt in the leaves, so really make sure they're rinsed clean. You're going to go ahead and cut off the bottom of your beet. You can save that for your juice, or roast them and put them in a salad. And then what I'm going to do is put my beets together, and I am going to chop them into small pieces. Then I'm going to saute with olive oil, salt, and a few of my red chili flakes to get the sauce going. Now keep in mind that whatever type of hearty green you use, even if it's spinach, it will all cook down. So it may look like a lot of greens, but it'll cook down to just the perfect amount. So I'm going to set them aside in a bowl, and I'm going to start our onion. I always start the onion for the sauce first because when you saute the onion in the oil, it adds a really beautiful flavor to the dish. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and dice up our onion again. And again in the opposite direction. Creates perfect diced pieces. We're going to go ahead and take our onion, put it right into our pan. And now we're going to add some olive oil, salt, and get the heat going. Okay, we're going to go ahead and add our salt. Just a little bit in the beginning. Once we get the sauce and the vegetable greens in, we're going to add more salt. We're going to get our chili flakes. Now mind you, I'm using a big pinch of it. I like mine arrabbiata, or extra spicy. And we're going to go ahead and give our sauce a spin. So stir that up nice. And we're just going to watch it for a few minutes and let those onions saute. Now that our onions are looking amazing, I'm going to go ahead and add our beet tops. We're just going to put all those right there in our pan. And we're also going to add our sauce at this point. Now, depending on which sauce you use, you might need to add a little more liquid to the dish, or you might not. Okay, after we give our sauce a nice stir, we're ready to add the tofu. So we're going to take our tofu, and one of my favorite things to do is get the kids involved if you have them. Just crumple it up really tiny inside your sauce. You can go ahead and run it through a food processor or pureer if you want. I think it is a lot more fun to just do it with your hands. So get nice and dirty, crumple that tofu up, and we'll get our second piece. Now tofu, along with the greens, lends this to be a really hearty pasta sauce. Now that our tofu's in, we're gonna give a nice stir, really get everything together. We're gonna make sure our heat is on low, and we're gonna go ahead and put our lid on it and let the flavors have time to really sit together. That's gonna be delicious. Now we're ready to start on the pasta. Now that our water seems to be boiling for the pasta, we'll take that. We're gonna go ahead and add some salt to our water and put our pasta in. And let's see, we'll let that get in for a second. Now we're going to check on our sauce. It's looking delicious. We're gonna give it a nice stir. And we're also gonna taste for salt, and we're gonna add our basil and oregano at this point. So let's put our lid down and get a test spoon. Okay, so let's test our sauce. Great. Wow, that's good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and add some basil. Now I'm using dried basil right now. I don't have any in the garden. And when in the summertime you have so much basil, I like to use a lot of fresh basil, and then I just take it and cut it up real nice. I'm also gonna get some oregano. Put some oregano in there. All right. Mind you, all of these herbs you're just doing to taste. So if you prefer more basil or more oregano, go ahead, add as much as you want. My rule of pasta is pretty much can't go wrong. So give it a nice stir. And we're going to go ahead and turn the heat off at this point and check on our pasta. Now the rule of thumb with pasta, once the water is boiling, you're going to go ahead and add your salt and then throw in your pasta. Pasta usually takes 8 to 12 minutes depending on what type. We're using a spaghetti tonight, which is a thicker pasta, so it'll take about 12 minutes. So it's been about 12 minutes. We're going to go ahead and turn off the heat and check our pasta. It looks done. And here you go. I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice taste. That thing is hot. Perfect. Just a little al dente, just the way we like it. All right, so now let's go ahead and get this pasta drained, and I'm gonna add it straight to my sauce. You're gonna see what a beautiful dish this really is. Okay, now we have our pasta drained, and we're gonna go ahead and put it right in the sauce. You can plate it and put the sauce on top, but I save dishes and make it nice and easy. So I'm gonna put that down and go ahead and mix it together. This pasta is absolutely delicious. It's hearty, flavorful, spicy, has everything you're looking for in a great pasta dish. So here you have your beautiful spaghetti and hearty tomato sauce dish with tofu, beet greens, and a whole lot of flavor. Enjoy!